you must be quite pissed off that, you know, what, you couldn't make that decision for yourselves?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We tried and tried, but the fans got it made. So there's a great story, too, that this is totally fan-driven in every way.
I guess people who don't know, they'll be thinking, why wouldn't the studio want to make this movie? It's a superhero movie. Everyone loves that. And it is a superhero movie, and it's got all those things.
Yeah. What was the meeting like when you're discussing with Disney the jokes about Disney?
The fun story would be that Disney was just appalled at everything, was never going to let us do anything. But that's on one hand. On the other hand, money. They had a lot of faith in us to deliver and to self-govern. So yes, there's jokes in there that I personally cannot believe they let us.
And in fairness, because we were like the kind of good, good boy students turning in our script every once in a while, and every time we send a script, we were like kind of waiting and assuming that we were going to get in trouble.
It was a very scary. It was odd.
And the pushback never came, and it became clear that on this movie, funny wins.
But really, there was one joke, one line that they asked me to take out.
There were others when I was on set. I was like, there's no way that's going to be it.
Yeah. I have a joke about Hugh that I couldn't believe he let me say in the movie. So that passes. I was like, wow, he let that go.
Ryan Reynolds is extremely upset with Disney's CEO, Bob Iger. What should have been a huge success for Marvel has escalated into a full-blown conflict. Instead of celebrating, Ryan and the creative team are in a fierce dispute with Disney over the direction of Deadpool's future. Tensions have reached a breaking point, with Ryan now considering leaving Marvel altogether.
The record-smashing summer event has officially crossed $1 billion. That's billion with a B.
Oh, fuck off.
When Deadpool 3 and Wolverine finally made it to theaters, it wasn't just a box office hit, it completely changed the game for Marvel and Disney. The combined earnings went beyond $1.3 billion, turning it into one of Marvel's biggest successes outside of the Avengers series. But it wasn't only about the money. This triumph showed that R-rated superhero films with an edge had a huge fan base. However, Disney's leadership had other plans. Around 45% of the $1.3 billion, close to $600 million, was directed toward diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI initiatives. The problem wasn't DEI itself, but Disney's history with such projects. Many of these DEI-based movies have struggled, with critics often saying they focus more on messaging than the story. This pattern made Ryan and the Deadpool team concerned. They worried that Disney was leveraging Deadpool's success to boost projects that didn't align with what their audience wanted.
Seriously, how much did you actually write?
I wrote on every Deadpool movie. I'm not gonna...
Right, it's okay. I know you can't spell, so it's hard to write when you can't spell.
Well, I mean, pictures go a long way. Simple grunts. And, also just talking. Wouldn't it be cool if we, do that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
But he actually, I can tell you, he really did write this with Sean and the other writers, and he's an incredible, incredible writer.
Well, I'm not one of the great romantics, but it was...
And a generous writer, you really are. Do you like writing?
I do. One of the scariest things I've ever done in my entire life is writing for you. Because, Wolverine got a legacy there that is really, one of the most iconic legacies in all comic book movies.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't just the star of Deadpool, he was the driving force behind it. Together with director Sean Levy and writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, they shaped Deadpool into something bold, edgy, and unapologetically different. Disney's attempt to tone down Deadpool with more inclusive themes sparked immediate friction. Ryan and the creative team stood firm against Disney's influence. Their mission was simple: preserve Deadpool's essence. But with each script review, Disney's DEI team kept steering them toward a more family-friendly direction. They wanted to inject themes of social justice and identity, but for a character like Deadpool, known for his edgy humor, it just didn't fit.
I'd written this short film about Deadpool. It was going to attach to Free Guy, and it was Deadpool interrogating the hunter who had killed Bambi's mom. And the rug pull of it, though, is that you think Deadpool's going to kill the hunter, but Deadpool's actually just a huge fan. He wants to know how he, too, can be as loathed as the hunter is in the Disney universe. And they just they just shut that down immediately.
Bob Iger's role only escalated tensions. Initially, he assured Ryan and the team that Deadpool 3's success would pave the way for more ambitious Marvel projects. However, when it came to allocating resources, Iger's promises fell short. Instead, Disney directed a significant portion of the profits toward non-Marvel projects. This not only felt like a betrayal to Ryan, but also gave the impression that Deadpool's success was funding less profitable endeavors.
How would Wolverine, if he got the chance to deliver the line?
That's bait. Don't take
Don't
bait.
take the bait, huh?
Don't you take that?
No.
How so?
Because you will be a meme, and then Bob Iger will show up at your house. You'll be neutralized by one of the people with the blow darts.
That's true.
The whole
So I
thing.
shouldn't say that Wolverine would say, go yourself.
Yes, that's the
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, boy!
One 4.5-minute interview ruined all of our careers.
Avengers!
Go yourself.
Yes.
The tension extended beyond just Disney and Ryan. Hugh Jackman, returning as Wolverine, also felt deceived. He had come back expecting Wolverine to usher in a darker, more intense X-Men universe. Instead, seeing the profits from Deadpool and Wolverine diverted to other projects infuriated him. Ryan reacted with outrage, raising concerns that he might walk away for good. However, Ryan's stance is firm. If Disney fails to refocus on the Marvel projects they promised, he's prepared to exit.
I love what you said about wanting to entertain audiences. Critics saying Disney's too woke, but you're just putting out storytelling.
We are. Look, I don't really like the term woke because I think it's an umbrella term that I'm not 100% sure I even know what it means, and one could argue that sometimes it's used too liberally. That said, our primary purpose is to entertain, and where we can entertain responsibly, obviously we try to do that. We try to have a positive impact on the world, but the first thing we need to do is entertain.
Bob Iger has directed Disney towards a strategy that emphasizes diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. He has made significant efforts to implement this DEI agenda, hiring a highly compensated DEI supervisor and assembling a dedicated team. This department holds considerable sway, influencing all stages of content creation, from scripting to casting. However, this approach has sparked intense debate, particularly as it has resulted in funds being redirected from established franchises like Deadpool and Wolverine. The impact of this strategy is apparent in Disney's latest offerings. Films such as Strange World and the Willow TV series were marketed as embodiments of Disney's new inclusive focus, but underperformed. Despite these setbacks, Iger has doubled down, allocating even more resources to DEI initiatives. Critics contend that Disney is prioritizing representation over storytelling, which risks alienating core audiences. Ryan Reynolds views this as a flawed approach, particularly regarding Deadpool. He has expressed worries that integrating DEI elements could come across as forced and detract from the character's essence. Attempting to reshape Deadpool into a vehicle for corporate diversity messages could erode the very qualities that made the franchise a billion-dollar hit.
I hope it doesn't sound condescending. I'm really proud of them for doing this. I think it's a huge step for them. I mean, it adds a whole other color to this kaleidoscopic wheel that is that company.
And we had about 8 years to get that script right. This one, they gave us about 8 months. So really, it was just more of a holy shit situation. Let's all hands on deck.
One specific instance of this conflict emerged during the script revisions for Deadpool 3. Disney executives reportedly proposed the inclusion of a new sidekick for Deadpool, aimed at capturing Gen Z audiences. Although this might appear as a positive shift, the character seemed more like a token addition rather than an integral part of the storyline. Ryan and the creative team rejected the idea, highlighting that diversity is now prioritized even if it risks alienating the core fan base. This ongoing struggle has already begun impacting production schedules, with delays and disputes creating tension between the studio and the creative team. For Ryan Reynolds, this battle has evolved into a mission beyond merely protecting one character. It's about the future of Marvel Studios as a whole. Ryan views Deadpool as a vital opportunity to revitalize the franchise and establish a new tone for Marvel's next chapter. However, Disney's fixation on diversity-driven narratives complicates these plans. Ryan's team has pitched several concepts for Deadpool 4, including a potential Deadpool vs. Wolverine spin-off. Yet Disney's upper management has countered with suggestions that emphasize inclusive storytelling. As a result, Ryan has been seeking support from other significant figures in the Marvel universe. If they can present a unified front, Ryan believes they can persuade Disney to carve out a distinct space for mature Marvel content. However, Bob Iger has so far resisted, fearing that this could lead to a fractured identity within the Marvel brand. The stakes are exceptionally high. Disney is at a crossroads where its commitment to diversity clashes with its need to maintain billion-dollar franchises. Ryan Reynolds has made his position unmistakably clear. Either Disney allows Deadpool to stay true to its roots, or he walks away. Should that happen, it could derail Disney's entire strategy to integrate the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If Disney fails to address these internal conflicts, it risks losing its top talent and alienating the fans who contributed to Deadpool and Wolverine's billion-dollar success. The upcoming months will be crucial as Disney determines whether to adhere to its diversity-driven agenda or make concessions to preserve the Marvel powerhouse.